Little Women, also what people mistook me for in high school. Little Women is one of those movies that when it was first announced, people were like, this is either going to be really good or really bad. And honestly, the reason people thought that was because there was an all-star cast. I can confirm that this movie was not a flop. Little Women is a great movie, and I recommend you guys watch it. So, there are four main characters in this movie. The Little Women, if you may. This movie takes place sometime after the events of the Civil War, and this movie chooses to talk about women's rights, marriage, labor, morality, and society. Watching the Little Women and every character in this movie interact was a lot of fun. It seemed really genuine and interesting. Not saying that genuine conversations are boring. This movie does a wonderful job of atmosphere building. Not gonna lie, even after I finished the movie, walking around my house, I had more of like a familial sense. You'll understand when you watch the movie. It's just that it leaves that kind of effect on a person.
Hey, this world tastes like world.
Back to the main characters, Greta Gerwig, the director, makes it so the character scripts don't seem like they're amateurly written. For example, I really enjoyed the dialogue and character interactions of Joe, Amy, and Beth March, as well as the character Laurie. Something that this movie manages to turn into a pro from a con was predictable moments. Now, some of you may be wondering, how could predictable moments be a pro in this movie? Well, there are some moments that are, again, predictable, but somehow Greta Gerwig does a great job of somehow still effectively generating tension for the scene required. Watch this. You see, okay, she's skating on thin ice. Watch, she's gonna fall. Watch, she's gonna fall. Wait for. Ha! I told you so.
Okay, now go save her. What are you waiting?
Joe and Theodore's dynamic was also really entertaining, depressing, and it really hit close to home. The movie also looked really pretty when it came to costume design and background cinematic. I believe that's called cinematography. For example, when there would be a flashback, there wouldn't be a huge sign in the screen that would say, "Look, we in the past now." Rather, it would be the color of the scenes and the character behavior that would make us figure out whether we're in the past or not. And I'd say, effective, good cinematography. To summarize, the pros of this movie include incredible dialogue and emotion generation. Also, there were moments where there was sometimes blatant or sometimes really subtle humor, and again, that really kept the flow of the movie going. Also, sometimes I would specifically look at Chalamet's facial expressions during some scenes. Cough, cough, especially after this emotional roller coaster. Now, although every character's script was really well written and enjoyable in their own way, not every script was equally enjoyable, if that makes sense. With one character arc being more intriguing than another character arc, when we get to specific character arcs, we might be sitting through the movie wishing that we were going through somebody else's character arc, and that's not exactly a pro. Speaking of boring character arcs, Emma Watson.
What did he say?
Or for those not familiar with the actress, Meg March in the movie. Before you simps of all gender attack me, Emma Watson is a great actress, don't get me wrong. And although I haven't read the book from the 1800s, I believe, she still somehow felt miscasted in this movie. Chill. To clarify, when, like, her character in the movie, watching her read off lines or whatever it is, it just didn't seem like we received the full potential we could have with another female actress. A-star, S-star, what are they called? All-star. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. The reason being was because almost all of the movie was enjoyable, and there are very few moments, however, moments that still exist that were really, really dull. But since there are a fewer number of those dull moments, I stand strongly with my score, as this movie is splendid. And yes, I'll agree, this movie isn't for everybody, but for the audience that this movie is for, this movie should easily be given a rating of anywhere between an 8.5 and a 9.5. Anyways, that's all for this movie review. One more movie dropping tonight, so stay tuned for that. Peace!